Only 0.001% know about these AI automations, and I'm about to expose every single one. I just spent the last hour breaking down the exact systems that save me thousands of hours of AI automation, and what I'm about to show you will completely change how you think about AI automation. So what you learn is, number one, the secret SEO AI automation that builds entire websites, writes content, posts directly to WordPress without you touching your keyboard. You also learn why most people fail at AI video creation and the underground method that's generating millions of views on autopilot. Finally, you learn the client acquisition system that applies to over 200 jobs per day and books meetings whilst you're watching Netflix. We are answering these questions live from the AI Profit Boardroom. If you want to just ask your questions and I'll create a video for you, feel free to join the AI Profit Boardroom as well. First thing that we're going to go with is automating SEO from A to Z. So this is one that Phil was asking about, like, how do you automate SEO from A to Z? This is a really interesting question, to be fair. Like, here's how I would look at it. Like, I think, honestly, you know better than the AI for generating keyword research. But if you need help on generating keyword research, one of the best ways you can do that is you just go onto Ahrefs and you're like, right, okay, let's find keywords with, let's say I'm an SEO agency in London, right? Something like that. I'm going to try and find keywords related to that are low competition. And this is where I'd start the automation at this point, right? So for example, International SEO Agency London. Now, if you want to automate from A to Z once you got the keyword, which I still think you're the best at doing, because if you automate the keywords, the AI won't select good ones, right? From what I've seen and in everything that I've tested. And bear in mind, I do this stuff every day. So I would know if there was something good out there in terms of a good option. So once you found the keyword, what I recommend doing, and this is a really easy way to just automate SEO, and then you can just edit it down later. You can click on Super Page inside SEO Writing AI, put in your keyword, International SEO Agency London, and you can actually plug in some example voices. So I'll just take a brand template that I've got already plugged in. Quite easy to create one, takes about 5 minutes if you don't have one already. And then we're going to take the keyword and just automate it like that, right? So we can automate the content. So if we put in that keyword right there, what it's going to do, literally from start to finish, is take the keyword, do the competitor research, write the content, format the content, and it will even post it directly to WordPress for you as well, right? So here's an example that we actually built earlier. And you can see here that we have the full article written. It's got unique links to my funnels. So the SEO Elite Circle, which is what we're trying to sell inside this article, looks really good. I would definitely edit it before you publish, but you can see it's got like nice reviews, nice buttons, etc. And then if you click on, you see where it says published? I actually published that directly to WordPress, right? So that's the easiest way that I know to do this stuff. And it's pretty simple and easy. I'm just going to put a link inside the AI Profit Boardroom to share this stuff. But yeah, essentially that's how you can do it. Now, if you want to see like a full video breakdown on exactly how to do this stuff, let me find it for you. So we've actually got a full tutorial with a step-by-step recipe inside the AI Profit Boardroom if you want to learn how to do that stuff. But yeah, pretty simple and easy. And when it comes to link building, I've not really seen a good way to automate link building from start to finish. But what you can do is you can automate the outreach with Instantly, or personally we use Pitchbox. And Pitchbox will literally from start to finish find the topics, find the best content to link to reach the best websites to reach out to, and even handle the emails and the responses, right? So if you want to automate the keyword research, use Ahrefs. If you want to automate the content, use SEO Writing AI, as I've shown you. And then if you want to automate the link building, you can use something like Pitchbox. It does require a little bit of manual work, but you know, you are building links from people. So that's what makes them quality. Next question from John. I'm getting roadblocks when trying to get AI to automatically create and deploy a website to me specifications. I'm always getting roadblocks, not a one-step prompt, as I was led to believe. Show us how you do it, please. All right. Best thing I can possibly recommend for this is something like GenSpark. All right, GenSpark, super powerful tool. Let me pull this up for you and show you some examples. So, for example, here on GenSpark, what you can do is on the home page, you can explain exactly what you want, right? So for example, let's say I want to create a one-page website, and this is always going to work best for one-page websites or short websites and that sort of thing. You can also do this on Manus too. Manus is pretty good for this. But we can say, okay, research Julian Goldie and the AI Profit Boardroom, then create a website based on this for him, right? Something like that, with personalized pictures to him, right? Then we can hit enter on that. And basically what this AI super agent will do is just go off and start creating content for us. So that's one of the best ways to do it. You can also do this inside Manus. I'll show you something I created earlier today. So here's an example of a website where we use exactly the same prompt, research Julian Goldie's AI Profit Boardroom, then build out a beautiful website as a one-page landing page, blah, blah, blah. And then it went off, created it, deployed it, as you can see. And if we open up, that's the website that we built, right? So it built the website in one prompt. You can see literally up here, it built the website. Obviously, this works best with simple websites, right? The simpler your website is, the easier it's going to be to build this. GenSpark is the same. It can just go off and deploy stuff. You can see it's already coding it out right there. And that's the easiest way to create like a one-shot website. Now, would I recommend creating a one-shot website if it's a website you really care about? I think you got to go back and forth a little bit with it, right? So for example, if we pull up this website, this was generated with GenSpark, and it actually converts really well. So this website right here was generated with GenSpark, and we probably went back and forth with it about 2 or 3 times. But it created something really good. So that's one of the best ways to do this. Just use GenSpark. We do have a full training process inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Let me pull that up here. And we've got a full course right here with examples of what we created. So you've got examples of what we built, the full recipe on how to use it, etc. I'm just going to plug that directly inside here. So basically, you can use one prompt to design the website and create it, and then you can go back and forth with it just to, get the last 10 or 20% that you want to actually build it out. And if people, if you're wondering like how do people find it, so for example, when people are searching for our brand name, you can see that we actually rank #1 with that website at the top, right? So this is traffic that converts really well. They're looking for the AI Profit Boardroom, and this just gives them the final push to buy from us before we get the sale. I mean, obviously we've grown the AI Profit Boardroom to 591 members, so it's pretty good. I think we're like top 15 on school in the school games. Let me pull this up. Let's have a look where we are on school. Using this website and this process. If we go to all time here, yeah, so we're number 14 all time on school in the tech category, right? You can see the AI Profit Boardroom right there. So the page converts really well. We rank #1 for that keyword. It's easy to build. Like you can see, we've got a one-shot website right there. And then we can easily deploy that as well. So if we go over to this, let's click on that. Here we go. Website's good to go. Okay. And then if you want to deploy it, pretty simple and easy. What you can actually do is just grab the code from that project. Like you can see right here, it's just single HTML. And then you can host that on something like Netlify with a custom domain. So it's pretty easy and simple to do. Or you can just host it on the subdomain if you don't want to pay for a custom domain, right? But you see like that page is pretty much ready to go, right? Sells what we're talking about. It links to our funnels. It's got our Twitter links and our LinkedIn links, talks about who we are, what we do, etc. How easy was that, right? And it links directly to our sales funnel. So that's basically how you can do it. How you can automate a website. Again, works with the simple stuff. That's the best way to do this. But essentially, that you can do that step by step. So automation, search all the URLs where a search term gets mentioned, and then scraping their URLs and contact information will be a great tool for outreach campaigns. I think simplest, easiest way to do this is like, we use ChatGPT for our SEO agency, right? When we're finding like link building ideas for our clients. So the way that you can do this, if you go to, let's have a look, my GPTs, all right, and you can just create a custom GPT that will do this stuff for you. So you can say, for example, okay, backlink finder, something like that. And then you want to find mentions plus the contact information, right? So what you can do is you could say, okay, custom GPT to search online where a search term gets mentioned, and then scrape relevant URLs and contact information based on that website. Okay, that's one way to do it. So, for example, if we go inside the test here, what we can do now is we can type in here and say, right, okay, find me mentions of Julian Goldie specifically this month. We might need to enable search. Oh, it's already got web search ready to go right there, so we should be good to go. By the way, if this works, then I'll share the custom GPT link with you, and then you can use this yourself, right? And we'll say only websites, not social media. Find the contact details too. All right, something like that. Then we'll type in here, get started. Just check this works. This is how you can build a custom GPT that basically does anything for you. So now it says, right, great, please tell me the topic, keyword, etc. So if we type in SEO here, and then you've got the email addresses for those, right? So for example, like search engine land, SEO crawl, etc. Now, if you wanted to find more, you say, find me more, plus smaller publications, something like that. But you can see here, it's found the publications, and it's found the email address, right? So it's not just found the topic, it's found the relevant website, and it's found the relevant email address as well. So for example, niche quest, blog biz, etc. It finds the email addresses automatically, pretty simple and easy to do. And you just say, find me what, find me what, find me what, right? You could actually train that. So you could say, okay, find me 10 at a time or 20 at a time as well inside the custom instructions here. That's essentially how you can do it. Now, if you want to steal that from me, I'm going to put that link inside the AI Profit Boardroom with the link so anyone can steal that from me. And then also we'll put the custom instructions down there, and you can tweak this. Like, you don't have to just, you can like customize that exactly how you want, right? Because maybe what you want is not what I want, but that's essentially how you can do it and how you can build it. All right, next one. Sporter says, Success Lab, please. Hey, why are you not in the AI Profit Boardroom? That's what you want. Interactive AI video sales demos for platforms like Zoom. Not sure if it's possible to have AI fulfill the whole 30-minute demo video, but I have sales scripts and objection handlers for in it. Wondering how far we could take it. I think there's a platform out there. I've seen one or two, but nothing like fully available to the public for this, right? So AI video demos, how can you do it, etc. I've not seen really anything that can do it live so far. I do think that's coming, and I've seen I think I've seen one YouTube video from it, from might have been Skill Lab or something like that on YouTube, but I never saw the tool come out, and I've never heard anyone using it in real life, right? So from what I can see, it's not available yet. But what you can do is, and this is inside the AI Profit Boardroom as well, is you can create like avatar videos, and you just, you can get a virtual assistant to record your screen, or you can just record your screen with Descript, no sound, literally just a screen and you clicking buttons. And then you can add that with an AI avatar, right? So if you have a look at my AI avatar and publishing process inside the AI Profit Boardroom, inside here, you'll get my full process for using this, right? And it's quite easy to generate a full HeyGen avatar on that, basically. So pretty simple and easy to do. Carlos Alfonso, welcome, mate. So yeah, that's basically how you can do it. As far as I'm aware, though, you can't do it live, right? And otherwise, it would be super fast, and everyone would be doing it on live streams. But give it a year or something like that. Like, it's coming. It's coming. What else we got here? Automating client acquisition relations using AI to automate bookings or meetings with potential clients through various outreach methods from freelancer sites. This is an interesting one. So I don't personally do this, but I'm going to show you a way and a tool that was shown to me that looked proper interesting. Let me find what tool it was. Here we go. You're going to like this. And it's specifically for Upwork, I believe, but it can basically automate the whole, the whole proposal process, right? So let me show you this. So this is called gigradar.io. That's one of the tools I heard can do this, right? So gigradar.io, I think you do have to sign up for a demo first before you can sign up. but basically it automates finding relevant leads. You get a full interface that looks like this. It actually looks better than the Upwork UI, to be honest with you. And then you can specify what type of projects you're using. We don't do that personally for Upwork because we don't want to automate stuff and then, get into trouble for doing that. But I can see exactly how that would work. I've seen a few people do it on applications with us. And it basically works 24/7 to find you opportunities and then applies within 15 minutes, which is crazy, right? Crazy stuff. So that's one of the easiest ways to do this. I'll post that link inside the AI Profit Boardroom. The other way that we used to do it is we would actually get a VA to handle it for us, right? So we hire a VA, we set up an agency account so we set up a VA on Upwork. They were sending proposals for us via our agency account as them, right? So it's all legitimate. And then they could blast out like as many as you need per day, and then you've got someone who can just scale that process for you. Obviously, like a human understands the nuances of Upwork proposals and sending them versus an AI that just sends, fluff quite often, right? But you do get a nice little CRM here, which is pretty cool. It does look like a great tool. I've heard great things about it. It's got plenty of testimonials, so that'd be an interesting one to check out and, see how you can automate stuff. I'd like to know, what's your preferred setup? Great question, John. I'm not 100% sure like what you're looking for there, but in terms of my like day-to-day, so here's what I use, right? And I'll put this on a Google Doc for you, so it's easy to understand. So day-to-day, if I had to put my top 5 AI tools, I mean, the one that I use every single day, Descript. Descript for editing videos, creating them, etc. That film that I built with Veo 3, that was created with Descript. It's really good. And I'll tell you why. Because number one, it makes it very easy to edit, even if you're not a video editor. Number two, you can easily cut out any sort of fillers or word gaps, right? So I can remove the filler words. I can remove and shorten the word gaps. I can remove the retakes, right? If I mess up in my speech and I'm not that articulate. I can also edit and crop down at the bottom here. I can add music, and then I can just instantly export, just download and export. It takes like 5 minutes. So that's the number one tool that I use every single day when it comes to running a business. Number two, and I think, actually, let me just have a look here. Yeah, inside the AI Profit Boardroom, we actually have a ChatGPT faceless video method that you can steal from us with a full recipe, as you can see right here, plus links to the resources. So if you want to learn how to do that yourself using Descript and ChatGPT, that's one of the best ways to do it, right? So that's number one. Number two, it depends what I want, right? But I would say for thinking, for deep reasoning, that sort of thing, I'm going to be using ChatGPT O3. That's my setup, right? So if we go on ChatGPT here and we're using O3, O3 is the best simply because it's great at reasoning, thinking, doing stuff that I usually can't process as a human. So it saves me a lot of time. Even for example, like I track my macros, right? So I'm tracking how much protein I'm getting, what I'm eating. I track my calories like literally to the single calorie if I can, right? So for example, I'll be like, right, and I've trained ChatGPT to do this every day. So if I put, 250g ribeye steak, 4 carb killer bars, 150g beef minced, plus 1 dark egg, something like that, right? Average day when I'm eating food. What it's actually going to do is, because it's trained and it understands and remembers everything that I do and what I like to calculate every single day, it's going to think and calculate all my macros so that I can track those later and figure out, okay, here's my protein. And it's even ordered it into the way that I like to track it on a spreadsheet, which is like protein first, then calories, then percentage as a fat, right? I'll show you that in a second once it finally runs. But yeah, essentially that's what you can do. And then this just helps me automate a lot of the boring stuff, with data and that sort of thing. So ChatGPT O3 is really good for writing content. We write a lot of social media content, that sort of thing. Let me show you some examples. So if you go in the AI Success Lab, a lot of our content is automated with AI, for example, like this. And what we actually use for generating the images is Leonardo AI, right? So our team uses that every single day. And then for actually writing the content, the headline, everything else, we use Claude. Claude is amazing for just writing, especially Claude 4 now. So Claude 4 for marketing, writing, Leonardo AI for generating images, and then number 5 is, let's have a look what we got here. I'm just waiting for this to load. Carlos says, when gym bros meet AI, that's it. That's exactly it. Gym bros. All right, it does take a while. So usually what I do is I just leave that running in the background, come back to it. But the thing is, if you use, for example, like ChatGPT 4.0 to figure that out, it'll get it totally wrong and you'll be like 1,000 calories off your calorie, right? And then you think you can eat more than you actually can. So that's why I use ChatGPT 03 for all sorts of stuff like this. So we've talked about Descript, ChatGPT 03, Claude 4, Leonardo AI. The one that we use every single day that's just running 24/7 is Zapier, right? And inside Zapier, this is amazing just for building automations. For example, like we have a cancelled call automation on Zapier and Discord, so that as soon as a sales call is cancelled, it sends it to our team. Our appointment setters will give them a call. We've got another one where, for example, like if, just being 100% transparent with you, like if someone books in a sales call, we'll send that to our Discord, and then our appointment setters will outbound call them and try and get hold of them, and just try and understand what they want before the call. Or what we'll do is we'll also have the closer look at the application and they can see it on the Discord and then easily, be prompted and aware of what they're going to, who they're going to speak to that day, that sort of thing. So we've got all sorts of automations like that using AI. We've actually got a lot of stuff on Zapier inside the AI Profit Boardroom as well. So if you type in Zapier here, this is how you can find stuff, by the way, inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Just type in whatever you're looking for, and then you see a bunch of stuff. So for example, how to automate your emails, use cases, Claude web search with Zapier and Fathom automations. Like there's so much you can do with Zapier and AI. It's a deadly combo. So that's the final one. Zapier, right? So Descript, ChatGPT 03, Claude 4 for marketing, Leonardo for AI, and Zapier just running 24/7 on the automations. Now, if we go back to ChatGPT, let's have a look what we got here. Yeah, so you can see here, it's like, right, protein, calories, percentage of calories from fats. That's what we want to know. And then it breaks down the meal breakdown for me perfectly right there. And then that's just ready to go straight into a spreadsheet, so I can just automate the tracking of macros. But again, I can use it for reasoning, thinking, etc. Really powerful tool. Missed opportunity recovery system that tracks when someone visits your services pages but doesn't buy. This is super interesting stuff. Right? How would I do that? Let's have a look. Maybe I can do it inside high level or something like that. Just going to pull up high level, which is a powerful CRM. Again, we got loads of training on Go High Level as well inside the AI Profit Boardroom. If you just type in GHL, you'll see client onboarding and opt-in and landing page and website automations right there. Now, if we go inside our workflows, inside this, my CRM, right? We can create a new workflow here, start from scratch. And this is the first place that I would look to try and automate something like that, right? Because all my landing pages are connected to my CRM directly inside here. So it's really easy to set up. So for example, here, if we type in a new trigger, and then you can actually set up an event, right? So if someone visits a funnel or website page view, then you can make sure that you actually email them, right? So for example, we put, okay, funnel we'll select a page. So for example, AI automation, then we're going to select the page and we'll choose that page from the funnel, right? So just to be really clear here and help you understand exactly what we've built. So we said, right, if someone visits this funnel and visits this page specifically, then we're going to email them. Does that make sense? Right? And so you save the trigger like so, and I think that's exactly what you want, right? So it's like a missed opportunity recovery system. And then what you can do over here is you can say, right, okay, email, send an email to that person. You can put in the details, for example, why didn't you buy, mate? And then, put in the details of whatever email you're going to send. Now, one thing I would also recommend is you have like a follow-up sequence. So for example, you can just wait and then set up a day and wait right there, like so. And then the other thing that you can do here is you can have a tag, right? So you can add a contact tag over here, and then you could type in a tag. So for example, missed opportunity, right? Add new tag, missed opportunity, save that action. And then what that will do is, number one, find anyone who visited your funnel. Number two, email them. And number three, set up as a missed opportunity. Now, you might be saying, okay, what happens if they buy though, right? Like how do you avoid that? So what you can do here is you can say, right, okay, we'll run it through a filter and we'll say, right, okay, product. Let's say, for example, someone didn't buy my course, something like that. You could set up a course grant offer and then say, right, okay, let's have a look here. Yeah, so you could add them like that, right? Like so. Now, you might be saying, okay, but what happens if someone buys, for example? Well, what you can do is if you go back to workflows here, we'll create another workflow. And we can say, okay, if they bought something, right? So product access granted. Let's say, for example, let's see what we got here. Let's say they bought this, right? Well, then we can remove them from the workflow, another workflow, and then just put in the workflow that you want to remove them from. So for example, like this one, and that will automatically, just make sure you save and publish as well for both automations. But that will basically add them to a workflow if they visited the page and remove them from that workflow if they actually buy something, right? And that way you can recover them. Plus you can search through your CRM for the filter, missed opportunity, and then it's easy to see and get through them, right? So that's the way that I would handle that. If you go back to workflows here, yeah, that's exactly how I'd set it up. If you want to see an example of that in action, I'm just going to take a screenshot and then you can easily see that. All right, so I'd recommend GHL, and then I'd remove them for an automatic trigger on another workflow, right? So if we go back to workflows here, search recent, click on the Gar Haliver one, add trigger, so order form submission, and then remove from workflow, and then you can automate that pretty easily. All right, final question from Marco. I would be very interested in Google Veo 3. You've already made a video and introduced various things that can be automated. Be really interested in a workflow to create a Faceless YouTube channel and regularly upload videos there with Google Veo 3, but automated. Yeah, so there's 3 different ways you can do that, right? If you want to automate Faceless videos, right? Number 1, I have a full course on this here. Where is it now? So that's the first one, right? The second method is you can actually automate Faceless videos using this workflow, which is an N8N shorts automation, right? So basically, if we have a look at an example post, let's pull this up. This video right here was generated completely with AI in a Faceless automation, and it was posted directly to TikTok automatically. Quite easy and simple to do. So if you want to learn how to do that, let's plug that in. And then the final method is you can actually do this with ChatGPT and create Faceless videos, which we can see over, let's have a look. Here we go. Yeah, you can use this Faceless video method. So that's 3 different ways you can automate videos with AI, completely faceless, so that you can make money, right? And these are all automations that I've built. You can get them inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Pretty simple and easy. So I've just put those in right there. So that's all the questions answered from today. If you want to get your questions answered, if you want me to create a video for you and show you exactly how to do stuff like this, and you can see here that everything that we've talked about today is completely customized to our members inside the AI Profit Boardroom, then make sure you join. Link in the comments description. We do this every week, and it's just an awesome community of people, good vibes in there, good people, and also, you know, very active. You can see all the posts that are popping off inside the AI Profit Boardroom. You can also jump on weekly coaching calls. From next week, we'll start doing 3 coaching calls a week. So you can jump on live calls with us, and you can also see all the agents, templates, you know, SOPs, etc. that we have inside here. So if you want to learn this stuff and see how you can actually use it to make money, then check out the AI Profit Boardroom crash course, because that's basically all the systems that I've used right now to grow my business. So feel free to get that link in the comments description to the AI Profit Boardroom. It's a community focused on making more money and saving time. If you want a free sort of way to learn this stuff. You can see your collection of recipes inside the AI Success Lab. Obviously, you're not going to get support in there. You're not going to get the DMs. You're not going to get the weekly coaching or the weekly videos made for you. So I wouldn't say it's anywhere near as good. But if you're just like on a budget and you're really struggling, but you want to, learn this stuff, then that's why I've made this for you, right? It's free. So thanks so much for watching. And for anyone who does have questions, whether it's during this call or after the call, feel free to join the AI Profit Boardroom. Post your questions in there. I'm very active in there. I answer questions in there every day. You can see we're making videos every week for the members. And also we've got 3 coaching calls a week as well. So if you have like big questions or you need help or support, or whatever, join the AI Profit Boardroom. That's the best place to get this stuff, all right? Cheers for watching. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.